Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Entab presents CampusCare EdTalks. CampusCare EdTalks is an exclusive platform where top educators from India come on board and express their viewpoints on burning topics related to education. Today's topic of discussion is enhancement of professional development among teachers, and for the same, we have a special panel. So let me quickly introduce by starting with Ms. Kanchan Tare, principal of Ravishankar Vidya Mandir, Indore. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank
Welcome,
you.
ma'am, on board. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me at this platform.
Yes, ma'am.
Really, it's very nice platform which I had earlier also. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And then we have Dr. Madhubala Chohan, principal of Sagar Public School, Bhopal. Welcome, ma'am, on board. It's a pleasure to have you here. Ma'am, you're not audible. Hello, Suja, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, sorry. So last but not the least, we have Suja ma'am, Principal and Secretary, the Seeker Senior Secondary number 2, Vijayanagar, Indore. Welcome ma'am on board. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Same here. I was also looking forward because, as such, is my first introduction to the social media. Thank you.
Thank you ma'am. Without any further ado, let's begin with the discussion where my viewers would like to know what are the ways to systematically improve the professional development of teachers. Over to you. Over to you, Kanchan ma'am.
Uh, Thank you so much. The most important thing is professional development of teachers. Once we are teachers, basically we all are teachers and we are working. So there are two things which has to be very important in our life. The first is the passionate. We can develop professionally when we are passionate to our work. But professionally, if we are talking about the various kind of seminars or workshop or whatever is there, a teacher has to create a model, a role model. Because the most important thing is, the various students, they are following them. So when they are following them, a teacher has to be very much specific for the work he or she is doing. So the most important thing is they have to be role model for whatever they are doing. Passionate is the most important. If you are passionate, then only you can go for justification with your passion or your work or whatever you are doing. Then whenever we are doing for their development, they need to set up small chunks, which we used to say goals. It is not possible for a day when I am going in a class and if I'll go with a lot of goals in my the day one objective or in a 40 minutes period, it is not possible. So a teacher has to develop with small chunks. These small chunks are always beneficial for them to create their own identity or to work on the context which they are going to deliver in their classes. So that is, I think, very important to work with these small goals or small chunks. This is really important for a teacher because when they are designing a curriculum, that curriculum has to be specific and the delivery of that content which is required, it has to flow in both the way. Then only we can say, yeah, the development is being taken because finally the measurement will be through output or the productivity or outcome. So the measurable amount for this outcome will be only the productivity which we can see through our students. So my opinion, we can enhance by putting the small things in their part or in their life for their professional development. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Very well explained. So, moving on to the next question. What all skills must be nurtured through professional development programs? Over to you, Suja, ma'am.
Okay. Well, as that the professional development itself, as we had what do you say, participated in many of the seminars and all. We had tried to conceptualize the whole thing into One simple acronym called SMART. That is, it has to be specific, it has to be measurable, it has to be attainable. I mean, whatever the goals are being given to them, it has to be attainable. And then it has to be relevant. And the last one, it has to be fixed and completed at time frame. So if at all we go for this all specific skills, if I to develop, we have to see that what is the age group we have, what is the age group they are teaching, whether they like it or not, the whatever the present status they are in, and what subject they teach. Because each subject do have different, what do you say, the attitude or aptitude of the teacher. If he is teaching science, then he should be emotionally well connected to it. If he is teaching maths, then it has to be cognitive sort of, it's what you say, the subject related. That touch has to be there. So the skills which we want during the professional development is that we have to make them little more confident. First of all, they should understand what is the need they require for it. If the need they know, agar bhook lagegi to khana khayenge. So if at all they understand that yes, I do require for that, as Kanchan madam said, we have to be a little more passionate and should be thinking that how the students would be taking the whatever the ways the studies are there as they want it. We do have different sort of learners in which they are belonging to many different categories, and as the situation is different, pedagogical treatment is wanted. So the skills we have to set in the mindset of a teacher that they have to be flexible, they have to be adaptable, they have to be techno savvy, and they have to be very much, what you say, when to plug into certain mode of learning and teaching, and how effective is that, whether he can gauge the emotion or not. So all these things we have to take in course. That is, if it is a small, means as we have to take, as madam said, small chunks or small groups. Make the things specific, make the things measurable. Then the required skill and the means the wanted learning outcomes which we want in students, we can create in the teachers, and which is very much wanted because they are continuous learners. We have to make them, as you say, always receptive to the set. That's the skill I would want to go for the professional development for a, what you say, the curriculum should be set in that way. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Very wonderful explained by Suja, ma'am. So my next question is for you, okay. My next question is for you, Madhubala, ma'am. How can one make professional development programs more engaging, effective, and fruitful?
Okay. First of all, good evening to everyone. And when we come for teachers training, we look out for teachers training to ensure that our students' learning outcome are fulfilled. And for our students' learning outcome to be fulfilled, we have to ensure that we have skilled teachers. And to have skilled teachers, teachers have to be trained periodically. With the changes which come on, those changes have to be incorporated. Why I say this? Because now with NEP, you saw that there's been a radical change in the methodology. Right from rote learning, it has moved to competence-based education. Now, if it has to be competence-based education, then our teachers have to train accordingly. Now, if I have to train my teachers and make training more effective so that whatever they learn, they are able to practice and put forth and give results. If I have to up that and make training more interesting, then I will focus on 5 things. And the 5 important concepts on which I will focus so that their training becomes better, so that they give us better output. I will make the training effective first by ensuring that we focus on the content. Knowledge of the teacher has to be improved. If the content knowledge of the teacher is improved, then you will find that the teacher will develop the strategy. What I mean to say is, let us focus more on what and less on how. Strategies can be developed as and when the teacher is teaching her content, she can develop the strategies. So that becomes how aspect of training. So I will focus, first important focus is content, make the teacher more knowledgeable. That is the first aspect on which we have to focus so that the training becomes effective. The second aspect is training should always be in an active mode. It should not be one-way process. The resource people come, deliver, and the others go down. Then the training can never be effective. The training has to be effective only if it is on an active mode. And that becomes on an active mode only when in the training, we include discussions. You have plannings, that means how should we teach this particular aspect. So you have discussions, you have plannings, you have practices, and you have hands-on. That creates a stimulating environment. That makes training more effective. The third aspect on which I would focus to make the training effective would be coherence. I would add 2 more C's to it. Along with the coherence, would add commitment and connectivity. Now, I said that until you are connected with the student, whatever you are delivering in the class doesn't go. Similarly, even in training, it is very much applicable. If the resource people are simply going to come and speak without making it relevant, coherence, that means consistency and connectivity along with coherence has to be the third aspect. So when I say connectivity, whatever is happening in the training, it has to be integrated in your lesson plans so that it becomes a part of your teaching methodology. It is not that you go into a training session and after the training is over, you come back, you have a gossip and you move out. Then the training can never be effective. So when you are discussing in training, it has to be coherent that how will you include this in your lesson plan? Has to be incorporated. So that is the third aspect I would like to discuss, that is coherence. And the fourth important aspect is duration. In the beginning itself, I said, from rote to competence, it is a very big leap. And in this big leap, you cannot have one long training and make teachers competent. It cannot happen overnight. You have to do trainings periodically, consistently, shorter duration. Only then the teacher should get time to reflect. We conduct the trainings are over, never the feedbacks are taken, never they come and ask about the reflections, how it was, how are you implementing it. After the training is over, nothing is taken into account. So let it be periodic, consistently planned so that the trainings become more effective. It should not be 2 days, 3 days training like a workshop style. It should be like a classroom style, consistently done periodically. The last point which I would like to discuss is, it is collective participation. Whenever we have trainings, let us have trainings for the group of teachers who are of similar mind, similar subject together. And better if the higher secondary teachers are put together, for example, teachers of 9 to 12, 6 to 8, 3 to 5. This way we can plan it out. What happens when you have teachers, like-minded teachers, you discuss the problems easily. And then you can implement it, and then you have a collaborative efforts. You discuss your own student problems, you come out with solutions. That is how the training becomes effective. So these are the 5 important points on which I would like to, I wanted to put up my points, that if we focus on these 5 aspects, I'm 100% sure trainings would become more effective, more engaging, and it will give us much better output in the class when such trained teachers come and take the classes. Thank you.
Madhubala ma'am. Thank you for a very wonderful explain. So our next question is over to you, Kanchan ma'am. How do you think seminars, professional conferences, or group discussions plays a vital role in enhancing the professional development of teachers?
Ma'am, you're muted.
Yeah, well said. Professional development, I think we all three are here examples where we have attended many professional development programs and seminars. But Madhubala madam, what she said, I really agree with that. Very important way is to prepare the teachers for different kind of coherent activities, which should not be a short-term process. But in my opinion, it must be ongoing process like it happens for a student. So once, in my opinion, if we have a professional development program, see, suppose I have a different kind of subject professional development program where we are inviting the teachers or the educators from the various institutes and they all are meeting together. So like it, they form an ecosystem, In this ecosystem, there is a very nice flow of learning energy with each other. Like today we are 3 members here from education line, you are also there, so we have a flow of energy. This is also a kind of system where we are learning from each other, grasping some points, maybe beneficial for our own professional development or even personal development. So in my opinion, these programs must go throughout the year, where we can set some goals. What will be the next in my life? What will be my planning for the next coming year, which a teacher can do during their summer time or during their vacation time, which is possible because after online, when technology started, lot of professional development programs are there. Various webinars, which are continuously teachers are attending and being resource person in this webinar. I think we also have experience. They sometimes switch off their cameras. They don't open like their children because finally a teacher is also a student. So they don't open. So in that case, when we have this professional development webinar or something else, the most important thing is how to keep engaged that learner. Though our learner is a mentor, learner is a facilitator, but still a resource person has to take care how to make engage, how to become self-magnet. Once a resource person will become magnet in a webinar or in a professional development seminars, then definitely you will find the catalysis or the enzymatic activity which we are following with our teachers, then we'll find they will come up with more developed personalities or more developed collaborative skills with each other, because this flow of energy is not one directional, but this is multi-directional. Why I'm using this multi-directional? A program may be classroom management, a program may be gender biasness or gender sensitivity, or it may be specific subject oriented workshops or seminars, sometimes emotional development, skill development. So all these programs, it is not possible without practical activity a resource person must deliver. Like Madhubalaji said, hands-on is very important. One way, if we are talking, I am coming and I am delivering throughout the day a professional development program in a webinar or seminar, not possible for anyone to attend, because attention span of a student is 20 to 30 minutes. Then for teacher, even we cannot expect more than 40 minutes. So it should be throughout the time, maybe sometimes in the morning, maybe sometimes in the evening, or in various breaks where we can develop this professional development programs. So, in my opinion, the most important thing is when we have the feedback, like she said, feedback, whatever development program we are planning or seminar we are planning, feedback should be legible and truthful. Not like that to tick everything. Yeah, good, 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 good. And sometimes after coming outside, we have a lot of experience when we were teachers and now we are on the another side. Like, अरे यार, इससे तो अच्छा था हम स्कूल में ही बहुत सीख लिए थे. So from that way, I want to say they are also monkey mind, they are also children. So we need to engage them with flow of energy and lot of activities. Then definitely our teachers development program or seminar will be more impressive and effective with providing them lot of catalytic power.
Thank you, ma'am. Very well explained by Kanchan, ma'am. So my next question is for you, Suja, ma'am. How do you make a room for self-improvement in professional development programs for teachers?
Well, yeah, as early other speakers and myself was introduced the topic that first the need for that personality development with the profession development should be there. We want to make a strong teacher. The teacher should exactly know that what are the more better ways to communicate and connect to the students. Okay, so for that, what exactly we would be having that we have to be on the student side. Means during these courses, we are as a student. So if we are sitting in front of the resource person, how does our thought process is being managed by them? Then we can understand कि हमारे सामने जब बच्चे बैठते हैं तो उनके विचारों की जो फ्लो है वो क्या होता है. That part को किस how to engage it. That room we have to create in the mindset of the teacher, because what exactly is happening now that teachers who are coming in the profession, they should be, that's the last option they come. Okay, so we have to change that. This is not the thing that the end product, that is what is the learning understanding of the student, वो कहाँ तक हमको लेके जाना है उस एक्सट्रीम में, that part we have to touch, because we are dealing with right from first standard to 12th standard student. So for us they are just kids only, but for them they are an adult. Just after 2 years they are going to in the voting age. तो उनका जो thought process को किस तरह से हम अपने मुताबिक कंट्रोल करें, that is for a positive, what do you say, क्या बोलते हैं का end product goal हम कैसे लेके आए. This is our, what do you say, that need we have to create in the teacher. So then only the teacher will be ready for the professional development. We have to make them एक empowerment उनको देना चाहिए. Because what happens, okay, if the management or the head tells like this, then I have to do like that. They don't understand that why they're made to go to a certain process by which they will, means what do you say, we will be getting a better effective teaching part. तो एक ऑप्टिमल टीचिंग होने के लिए एक दोनों डायरेक्शन से फ्लो ऑफ इंटरेक्शन हो, थॉट प्रोसेस का एक पॉजिटिव एनफोर्समेंट हो. Actually, I am also a physics teacher. So what happens, for a proper work engine को flow करने के लिए, the temperature of the sink should be always less than the temperature of the source. Then only that flow of energy happens in a correct way. So some effective जो resultant हमको मिलता है, or a motivated teacher at the end of the day after the school, if we get it, he should be having a right frame of mind. So his profession is not a bad, at the end of the day उसके मन में ये विचार बिल्कुल आना चाहिए. ये नीड जो बोलते हैं ना, they have to update with self, with the whole technology, so the knowledge part happening around also, that mindset उनका है ये हमको मतलब we should be what you say get it through the teacher कि yes आपका जो innovativeness is always welcome. If that power we will get it, then definitely we will be finding that effective teaching जरूर होगा. As we have done in our Maslow's law of highest जो order क्या होता है कि self actualization. उसमें what we make them that पूरा potential where the creativity in the profession chosen can be effectively handled if they are literally made to think yes this could be more effective. ये उनका involvement आएगा, then definitely as you asked me that what is the room for that personality development with the profession development if we include, then definitely we are in for it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for your time and a wonderful discussion. And to those who are watching us on YouTube, please subscribe our channel for more such discussions. Thank you.
Thank you.